let's continue with my personal pen collection. Here's a pen that, as I'm recording this, I have not yet recorded a full review for. It'll be done at some point. Alright? Boxes full of pens to review here, so it will be done. What is this pen? This is a Stipula Etruria, but not just any Etruria. This is the Etruria Magnifica, okay? What's different between the Magnifica and the regular Etruria? The size. Magnifica, bigger pen, okay? So at the bottom, the Magnifica, at the top, the regular Etruria. See the difference? Yeah, right, okay. There's more differences than that. And interestingly enough, when you uncap the pens, they're the same size. There's a tiny difference, but they are pretty much the same size. It's just that the Magnifica is a little wider, but a big difference is in the caps. So it's there's some dead space in the Magnifica. Okay, Magnifica, made in two finishes. This is the Alter Ego, and I forgot from the top of my head what the other finish was. But what about this pen? Why do I like this? One more difference, sorry. This is a piston filler, and the regular ones are cartridge converter filled. Okay, what do I like about this pen? How did I got it? Why is it in my collection? Why? Why? Well, quite simply, I got this pen from the one-man pen show, Sarge Minhas, in Madrid, 2016, Madrid pen show. Why did I get this pen? I got this pen the last day of the show. I've been eyeing it for a while, and I wasn't entirely sure what I liked about it. Because this is, to be honest, this is not a finish I would necessarily pick any other pen, but I like the size of the pen. I like bigger pens, and the size, it just spoke to me. So I talked to Sarge. He said, yeah, well, it's interesting. It's a Magnifica. It has a titanium nib. And he said, I don't really like titanium nibs. So I said, okay, well, actually I do. So give it to me. So I bought it from him. Not the first time, not the last time. And I think this pen has some cool stuff going for it. So yes, there is the finish, which, to be honest, I'm not a particularly big fan of. It's a nice orange pen. I'm not a person who particularly cares for orange, but it works. I like the nib. Now, most titanium nibs, I took one out here so I can show you. This is on a Enso Puma pen. This is what a titanium nib looks like. All the titanium nibs I have used look like this. It's a dull grey, sort of like a gunmetal grey. That's what a titanium nib looks like. But then I opened up this pen and I saw this, which is a gold color titanium. So I'm not a metallurgist, okay? But I've got the feeling that if you mix some type of gold-colored metal into titanium, this is what you get. Because there is at least one other pen I have seen that had a gold-plated titanium nib or something, and you ended up with this color. It's not the shiny gold that you typically get like this, right? That's on the regular Etruria. It's this dull, weird gold color, and I like it. Why titanium? It's flexy, and a lot of titanium nibs I've used are really soft, and if you push them too hard, they spring, they splay open. But this one you can really push pretty hard, and it still keeps snapping back. So I call that snapback. It has a lot of snapback. A lot of vintage pens had that. You write with it, and the tines just snap back. Happens with this too. So what I like about it is it has a very interesting nib. And yes, I mean, all the parts are there. You have a interesting finish. It's a nice celluloid. You have the piston turning knob. The cap has a nice gold band. It was a limited edition, and it's on the barrel. This was number 33 out of 351. But it's comfy. It's big and it's comfy. It has a nice classic hourglass shaped section in the same material as the barrel. I always find that's bonus points. It works really well. It's comfortable. It's a larger pen, and it's a piston filler. Now, one thing about that piston filler, it's one of the things I don't like so much. If you turn this blind knob, it doesn't pop out. Usually with a piston, you turn that, and then the knob pops out a bit as the piston rod is turned, and you kind of pull it out a bit. With this pen that doesn't happen. So it's basically a piston rod with a seal that moves up and down, so up and down along the only way I could show it, along that piston rod. And that means that if you operate the piston on this side, when the pen in this position, sometimes ink seeps out through the back. Haven't had it leak, haven't had an issue with it as I wrote, but if you're cleaning the pen you have to be a little careful. Also, I noticed that this gets a bit slippery when a bit of water gets onto it and you're cleaning it. Those are minor issues. What I really love is the side is a pretty heavy pen. I like the shape. You can't post it, so a simple pen, but that nib, that's something. And instead of me droning on and on about how great that nib is, the best thing I can do is to show you. So writing sample is coming up next, and that's why this pen, I mean, I just love it. I love the feel of it, and I love the way it writes. So this is going to stay in my personal collection. Thank you very much, One Man Pen Show. Let's see how this writes. Hope this was useful so far, and I'm glad to see you later. Bye bye. Okay, so here we go with the Stipula Etruria Magnifica in the Alter Ego finish, Magnifica. The nib, I'm going to call that a fine. Some might even call this extra fine, but it's hard. It's not really. Oh, I thought I was going to say it's not really classified as such, but it is. It says F, so it is a fine. Good thing I have used a pen or two. Okay, the ink is Waterman something there, purple. I've really come to enjoy this purple. Cleans out easily, and it's a nice deep purple. Okay, let's do some writing. Fine nib does do fine writing. I have noticed that occasionally it has a bit of a hard start, but it also usually picks up pretty quickly. And a definitely fine writer. Okay, bit of fast writing. As you can see, it really keeps up pretty well. Now, I know what you really want to see. You don't really care about the wetness and all that. You want to see this flexy stuff in action. Well, and here I was really pushing that nib. So you can see it kind of keeps going. So if you're looking for something that adds some character to your handwriting, this is it. And it keeps up pretty well too, because I was going really fast there, and as you can see, it only railroaded in one spot. And that just, to me, that's just the fun of this nib. It doesn't look like it's a flex nib. I'm not sure if we should classify this as a flex nib, but sure as hell it has a lot of line variation. So I think that's a lot of fun. Alright. Etruria Magnifica. Hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.
Bye.